All right, guys, so we've talked about what GDPR is and all the things it's going to impact when it comes to blogging, but now it's time to actually talk about how to comply. And your privacy policy is one way you're going to be complying. It's one action step you need to take. Now, if you don't have a privacy policy, then it's time to create one. And if you have one already, chances are it's going to need to be updated to meet GDPR standards. Which means you're going to need to include in detail what personal data you're collecting, how you're collecting it, why you're collecting it, and under which legal right you have to collect it, as well as how long you retain that data and how the user can invoke their right to be forgotten. Now, I know that may seem like a lot, and you're probably thinking, I'm not a lawyer. How am I supposed to come up with this good privacy policy that's going to meet GDPR standards? Well, under GDPR, this privacy policy, the language where you're explaining all this information, needs to be concise, it needs to be transparent, it needs to be easy to understand, which means you shouldn't be using legalese. So writing it out yourself could actually be the right way to go. It's always good to talk to an attorney to make sure you're in compliance, but kind of writing it in a way that you would understand it is going to work well because that's what's required of GDPR. Once you have that privacy policy in place, you're going to want to link to it in a couple of different spots. It's highly recommended you include it in a menu, be that at the top or in the footer. It's kind of debate which is best. I personally keep mine in the footer, but then I'm also going to be adding links to it anytime someone's going to be entering information on my site, just so I'm extra clear. So this is going to include email forms, contact forms, those sorts of places, so that when they're entering, they can just go click over and see how that information they're giving me is going to be used. So check out the information in this chapter below, and hopefully it'll help you to set up your privacy policy in compliance with GDPR.